All right. So are we live, Courtney?
We're live.
Wonderful. Thank you all for joining us again. We're really excited to have you back. We're getting through this system really quickly, and we're going to talk today about one of the easiest ones, but maybe one of the most overlooked. And it's a great time to start thinking about it. It's holiday. So we are reviewing the 8 powerful strategies to build your e-commerce business. And if you haven't joined us thus far, we're all structuring this around our acronym of launches. So let's go over to the next slide and show you what that is, or I'll give you a little introduction just in case you haven't been able to jump on. I'm Chelsea Newman. I'm the Senior Sales Director here at GetHealthy. I'm a clinician myself, and I've been in the space for over 14 years now, actually. I've had a digital practice since 2014, so pre-COVID, and really enjoy helping doctors learn how to scale online. It really is the future of healthcare. The brick and mortar is somewhat going away, but we don't want you to be afraid of that. Here at GetHealthy, we have this wonderful tool that we've created. It's a proprietary software for you in the industry that allows you to be very holistic in what it is you're recommending to your clients. And we're helping you guys push forward in e-commerce, electric commerce. It's a place that we haven't been able to play as healthcare practitioners before. We're educating all of these people, and a lot of these sales are going to Amazon. So it's truly our goal to stop that. And Courtney Bell, our marketing director, who has a background in neuroscience, is joining me today. I'll let her introduce herself.
Yeah, I'm Courtney Bell. If you haven't joined us before, I am the marketing director, as Chelsea said. I have a background in neuroscience and education, and before that, my background includes education, design, marketing, and I've kind of been a lover of functional medicine and alternative practices ever since I was little. I was raised by a naturopathic mom, and so am really excited to be able to share with you the marketing tactics we're going to be talking about today. If you haven't joined us before, what I'll kind of bring in is a scientific view from a neuroscience perspective and a psychological perspective, kind of how to market from that perspective, because there's a lot of neuroscience and psychological tie-ins with marketing. We always say, like, we want to have marketing for good. It's not to trick people. Obviously, you're practitioners, and we want to give you tactical ways to sell, but also do it in a way that's going to help people at the same time. So that's one of our goals. So going into our next slide here, we always say there are no dumb questions. So feel free to ask questions at any point in the chat, or raise your hand, or there's a Q&A section. So we are happy to answer any questions, any and all questions. And today we'll be covering the holiday acronym, H for holiday. Chelsea, do you want to hop into that a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely. So we've gone through launches, we've done limited time offer, ask, unique product offering, niche bundle webinar, community challenge, and now we're in holiday. It does kind of speak for itself. It is exactly what it sounds like, but we're going to give you some creative ideas. Now, you could definitely combo this with the limited time offer. We talked about how that is the most easily used for a reason and the most successfully used tactic in marketing. So holiday is something that we create scarcity on your store, and it can be themed. And I have gone over this before, that depending on your niche and depending on your marketing, you might have some different holidays. And depending on whether you're beginner, middle, or advanced, you might not want to compete with all of the major holidays. You might not want to compete with 4th of July. Black Friday, you probably do. And so right now we are in the month of July. August is a great month to start thinking about your holiday promotions, because we move into September. And for me personally, I run a detox from the day after Halloween to the day before Thanksgiving. So I bookend in my practice this big detox, and it's around 2 separate holidays. So it does somewhat fall into the community challenge and the unique product offering, but it is bookended with the holidays. So you can use these depending on your marketing to push things forward. We'll give you a little bit of a sneak preview of an influencer calendar from the beginning of the year. And you can start to think about, what do I want to do for Black Friday, for Christmas? These are obviously things that you really want to participate in on your store.
Yeah. So we'll dive in a little bit deeper to everything Chelsea just touched on, because that was all perfectly what we're aligning to today, and just kind of dive deeper to those examples. And one of the things that Chelsea kind of alluded to was, that you can use this holiday to align your entire year of marketing if you want. So you can start now and start aligning your entire calendar for the year. And a holiday is a really great way to easily think about, okay, well, what kind of promotion do I want to run? Well, I know I could run a Black Friday promotion. That's easy enough. And if you're kind of struggling where to start, it's a great starting point. And we want to kind of give you today, like Chelsea said, like some tactics to get you scaling. So if you're a beginner, if you haven't joined us before, we give you kind of beginner, intermediate, and advanced tactics. And so we'll jump into that in a minute. But first, I'd like to talk about why this works from kind of a psychological, neurological perspective. So I'd like to hop into kind of two different aspects of this, not only as a consumer, but for you as a practitioner. So historically, a holiday sale, like a limited time offer during a holiday, the reason why it works from a psychological perspective as a consumer is because consumers are procrastinators. They wait until the last minute to get their holiday shopping done. And the reason for this is because they essentially don't think about that holiday until it comes upon them. And so they are kind of scrambling at the last minute, and then they see that you have a promotion and they are going to take advantage of that and as fast as possible. So basically why we do that is that, they're kind of trying to prevent a failure. So when you approach unfamiliar situations like a holiday, it's not like it's completely unfamiliar, but you don't really think about it throughout the year, right? So for me personally, I know it's coming, obviously. For me, I celebrate Christmas, so I know that I'm going to have to do Christmas shopping eventually. But in January, I'm not thinking about that. And so life gets busy, throughout the year. It's March, it's April, now it's August. By the time it's December, I still haven't thought about it. And so, you start to scramble. And the reason why we don't think about it is because it's unfamiliar, and we're trying to avoid a failure. And so we get into this procrastination cycle of feeling guilty for not doing it, and then panicking, and then making excuses. And then it just starts over and over. So, that's kind of why that works from a consumer perspective. And, as a practitioner, you're probably experiencing some of the same things. You're not necessarily thinking about your promotions until the last minute. So what I would encourage is to, like we said, schedule out and plan out your calendar based off of holidays, and so that you can start to become less of a procrastinator yourself. And then you can start to kind of prepare your clients to, notice your holiday sales, that sort of thing. And so, what I love about this is if you as a practitioner can get a handle on your procrastination in another sense, then you can help your consumers, kind of get a handle on theirs. And, we're obviously all trying to make each other better. And so, I think it can kind of be a beautiful thing if you get on top of it, and then you can help them and they can expect your sales. Now, the one thing I will say about that is, they may get into a cycle of seeing that you have certain sales every year. And so we can talk a little bit about that. But as far as tactically how this should be done, I would say, like Chelsea said, start early, and wherever you are, in your journey right now of trying to set up your marketing calendar, I would say start right now. So if you're watching this later in a course or something, just start, and start by grabbing a holiday calendar and, writing into a Word doc, um, line out all the months of the year and just go ahead and pick those holidays that are most relevant for you. And Chelsea alluded to earlier that you want to pick ones that are specific to your niche. So if you feel like your audience is not going to really celebrate Christmas, obviously don't choose the holiday, but pick the ones that you feel like are going to do well. And you don't necessarily need to do one every month. In fact, we would probably discourage that. But you would just grab the ones that you feel are most relevant for your audience. So from there, what you can do is you can start to plan out those offers. Like I said, just plan a few big ones per year, and start to schedule them out. So once you have maybe, one offer, say you just want to start kind of simply and you start with one, go ahead and create your coupon code now and create your bundles, create whatever you need for your promotion, for your limited time offer, and schedule it out for the holidays so that you're not worrying about it at the time. And we'll go into a little bit more of some tactical advice for each stage, beginner, advanced, or intermediate in a minute. But be strategic as well. Like I said, don't always, don't offer a promotion every single month, a holiday promotion every single month, but spread them out to encourage scarcity. And then maybe have a few holiday sales throughout the year. And in the meantime, have some ongoing things going on in your practice, like you can have a discount for a new email sign up on your site or something like that. So you're kind of giving little offers here and there. And that way it's not, they won't always expect something, because once they start to expect a sale, there's not as much incentive to purchase, right? But they can also still be incentivized with little incentives here and there. The other thing I would say is to make sure that you are, just escaped me, but make sure that you're not running them every month, but make sure you're encouraging that scarcity still. I remember what I was going to say. So run it on a particular product or a particular bundle. So when you do something like a big promotion, like a site-wide or something like that, you can do it during a holiday, and that makes it even more appealing because it's not something they normally get to see on your store, and they're more inclined to purchase. So those are just a few things I would advise. Anything from you on that, Chelsea?
No, I love what you said about not choosing all the holidays. It can become a little bit spammy and people can expect it. So definitely the big ones, of course, they're going to be like, why are they not participating in a Christmas sale or a New Year's sale or something, Black Friday? So people expect that, but you don't need to do every holiday. You don't need to do Girls' Day and Easter and all of these things.
Yeah, exactly. And picking ones that apply to you. And so it can be a really nice targeted experience, and you can schedule it out right now for the entire year and have it all done. So speaking of that, if we go into kind of each level here, if you feel like you're more of a beginner, and you want to just get started with this, again, like I said, line out every month of the year into a Google Doc or a Microsoft Word document. It can be as simple as that, and just plug in where you feel like a good holiday will be. So for instance, just try one of them, try Black Friday. and set up a limited time offer. Go ahead and go into your back office and set up a coupon code, and maybe just run a site-wide sale. If you are an intermediate or a growing practice, then make sure that you are going to create a niche holiday offer. So maybe you have a niche bundle. Again, we kind of talked about niche bundles, niche webinars. You can go ahead and use those during the holiday and have a really nice sale. If you are scaling, you can kind of take it to the next level, and you can plan even more or more appealing discounts or promos, like 12 days of Christmas. And, that requires a little more planning, of course, but, this is something that if you feel like your team can help you with, then it can be very successful. So step one, I would say, make sure that you are planning, make sure that you are, just line it out. And that can be step one, right? It can be easy to do. Even sometimes, like we're going to show you the influencer calendar. You can use, if you are an influencer, you can use that calendar for yourself. You can even edit it and enter in your own promotions so that it's all in one place. So we have plenty of, resources for you to help you kind of get set up and get started. And while you're planning, you can just make sure that you're still getting some sales, right? So you can run a sale if you'd like to just get started. And while you're planning, make a little bit of, income. I would say while you're planning, try and do that. But, obviously your second step is to just kind of jump in and do it after you plan. And then once you're kind of to the scaling stage and you feel like, okay, I have my feet under me, I can schedule out everything and I can have it all ready. Obviously, it does help if you do have a marketing team. So if you are, this is something that a lot of our influencers do have. They have someone kind of helping them, either a marketing person or a marketing team. And they go ahead and help, gather the assets, and they schedule everything out into the email marketing software, onto social media, that sort of thing. So it can definitely be helpful if you can have someone helping you in your practice. And I think the last thing that we have here are some ideas for holidays. Like we're saying, plan it out, but this is just kind of, we just looked this up and it's very easy to do. Just pull those out. And if you ever feel like you kind of need a pickup in sales, you can always change your calendar, even though you have it all planned out. And just pull those ones that are most relevant to you. So I will let Chelsea kind of go into the influencer calendar a little bit more. Do you want to share your screen, Chelsea?
Yes, I just need you to, perfect. All right. So it can be really easy. We just, there's so many softwares out there that can manage your marketing for you. But one of the best things to do is just download a calendar from whatever template you have, whether it's Pages or Microsoft Word, and just go through here and look and see what exact holidays are coming up. And you might not want to share anything for Martin Luther King Day, but you might, you don't want to do every single holiday, like we said, but obviously New Year, it's a great time to be focusing on detoxing and cleansing. I would consider that a holiday. New Year's, that is a holiday in the nutrition space. Absolutely. Now, as we go over into February, you're going to start seeing things like Valentine's Day, President's Day. Valentine's Day might fit really nicely into your marketing in a very unique way, unique product offering. We went over that we have quite a few gynecologists on the platform. So we have some very unique products that can be for Valentine's Day. So think about that. Another great example is in March, we do have Women's Day. So that's March 3rd. It's not on this calendar, but it's a great thing for you all to think about. And you can focus on gifts and gift giving at that time. So you've also got spring cleansing, but I would highly recommend you just download a monthly calendar, sit down, have a cup of tea, plan it for 3 months, and you're good to go. It doesn't need to be very overwhelming. And like Courtney said, if you have someone to help you, that's great. But also you can just go on somewhere like Fiverr or Upwork and you can say, hey, I need an email, I need some social media assets and things like that. And you just plan to run these little sales. And they can be on the whole entire store, or they can just be something themed. You can obviously pick a heart theme for Valentine's Day too. That's a little bit different than what everyone speaks about. So cardiovascular, you can play on these things for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, and we do provide resources as well. So we provide usually a few different promotions every month through our PEP program. And we also have assets from previous promotions that, we may not have everything you need, but just some ideas that you can use and some assets that you might want to use or recycle as well. But we're here to help you as much as we can, and we'll set up your coupon code and your bundle. And again, what I would advise is, a lot of people want to do maybe site-wide or something like that. I would maybe go more for like a category sale on a big holiday, because we want to, like I said, we don't want people to just buy on those big holidays, right? We want them to buy during normal times as well. Some people might, if they see that you're just running a site-wide sale every Christmas, then that's the only time they feel like they need to buy. So, again, kind of just think about strategically what works best for you and your practice. But, it would be advisable to just focus on certain bundles throughout the year if you're going to run under other limited time offers. Like we talked about, community challenges, setting up new member discounts and things like that. And if you have any questions about other kind of promotions or ideas like that, we can always help you. But yeah, I think if you're going to run a holiday sale, just a few quick tips to conclude here: pick products pick holidays for your niche. Plan now and plan for the entire year or the entire quarter. Set up everything now so that it's ready to go. And you can start seeing, start scaling. And during the holidays, hopefully that will help you have the freedom that you're looking for, and not have to worry about your campaigns. So I think that is all we have for you today.
Yeah. And all I'll add, one more thing. I've mentioned this before. I have a super hippie practice. And so my holidays look different. I do things like the solstice and things like that. So you can take your marketing and really spin that, and you don't have to do the traditional holidays. So think about that as you're putting out anything that you're doing.
Yeah, exactly. You don't have to just look at the federal holidays. Think outside the box and get creative. So wonderful. Well, we hope you enjoyed this today. And if you do have questions, always feel free to ask. And we will see you next week.
Thank you, everyone.